This is Nurse of Death, the Lucy Letby story. Lucy Letby is accused of murdering 7 babies and the attempted murder of 10 more babies at the Countess of Chester Hospital NICU. In our third episode, we detailed the allegations against Nurse Lucy Letby. We now move on to babies J, K, and L, and M, who are twins.
Baby J was delivered prematurely at 32 weeks and 2 days gestation in October of 2015 at the Countess of Chester Hospital. According to the court records, baby J was diagnosed with necrotizing enterocolitis, a medical condition characterized by inflammation of a portion of the bowel as well as a perforated bowel. As a result, baby J was transferred to Alder Hey Children's Hospital in Liverpool for surgical intervention. Following the operation, baby J required 2 stomas, a procedure in which a portion of the bowel is left outside of the body to allow it to rest and recuperate. As per court records, baby J was reported to have returned to the Countess of Chester Hospital on November 10, 2015, with her condition deemed stable. Dr. John Gibbs, a consultant pediatrician, stated that baby J's recovery had been steady, acceptable, and encouraging, with the baby girl making significant progress. Dr. Gibbs also noted that within 2.5 weeks, baby J was able to transition to bottle feeding without experiencing any respiratory issues and was doing well. In the early hours of November 27, 2015, baby J suffered seizures and experienced 4 desaturations, with her heart rate dropping on the 3rd and 4th occasion. Dr. Gibbs informed the court that the occurrence of both seizures and desaturations together is more concerning than one event occurring alone.
Dr. Stephen Bryan, who reviewed medical tests conducted on that day, stated that there was no clear explanation for why the baby had collapsed. He added that the baby had normalized quickly over the course of the day, and investigations failed to identify why she had the desaturations or suffered a seizure. Dr. Bryan suggested that hypoxia or low oxygen levels may have caused the seizure. However, it remained unclear why the baby had hypoxia, as she had been breathing normally in air weeks before any signs of infection. In fact, antibiotics had been stopped 36 hours after administration because there had been no evidence of infection found in blood tests, and the baby remained healthy for several weeks following the incident. Dr. Stephen Bryan stated, "At that stage, I had no concerns. In retrospect, there was no clear explanation for the events that occurred on November 27th. Baby J was eventually discharged from the hospital and was reported to be progressing very well during her final outpatient clinic exam more than a year later." Earlier, during the hearing at Manchester Crown Court, it was revealed that the baby's collapse was indicative of some kind of obstruction in the airways, such as smothering.
We now move on to baby K. In the early morning, baby K was delivered at the Countess of Chester Hospital at 25 weeks gestation, weighing 1 pound 8 ounces. Shortly after birth, baby K required respiratory assistance but was eventually stabilized. Due to her extreme prematurity and in preparation for her transfer to a specialized hospital, baby K was moved to nursery room 1 in the neonatal unit approximately 30 minutes after her birth. According to data records, the designated nurse for baby K had left the ward at 3:47 a.m. to attend the labor ward. As per the prosecution's claim, this was when Miss Letby allegedly attempted to murder the newborn girl. At 3:50 a.m., baby K's condition suddenly deteriorated, and her blood oxygen levels dropped to 40%. During the court proceedings, Nick Johnson, KC, the prosecutor, alleged that Miss Letby had tampered with the endotracheal tube and that Dr. Jayaram had witnessed the aftermath of this. Dr. Ravi Jayaram, a pediatric consultant who assisted in delivering baby K, born at 25 weeks, was made aware that Nurse Letby was alone with the infant.
According to Mr. Johnson's statement to the jury, Dr. Jayaram had started to notice the correlation between the unexplained deaths, serious collapses, and the presence of Lucy Letby, making him uncomfortable. He then decided to investigate baby K's situation and where Miss Letby was. According to the prosecution, in February of 2016, Dr. Jayaram walked into room 1 and allegedly found Lucy Letby standing over an incubator containing baby K. Although Letby did not have her hands inside the incubator, Dr. Jairam observed from the monitor that child K's oxygen saturation level was dangerously low, in the 80s, and the alarm was not sounding as it should have been. Despite this, Letby did not call for help. The prosecution claims that Letby was attempting to kill baby K when Dr. Jairam walked in. Dr. Jairam noticed that baby K's chest was not moving and asked Miss Letby if anything had happened, to which she replied, "She just started deteriorating now." Mr. Johnson added that Dr. Jairam discovered that baby K's breathing tube had been dislodged. Though this could occur in an active baby, baby K was very premature and had been sedated, making it unlikely.
However, Ben Myers, KC of the defense counsel, had previously argued that the likely cause of the tube becoming dislodged was the baby accidentally moving it herself. The court was informed that baby K had made a swift recovery after the removal of the endotracheal tube, coupled with the use of a neopuff, a mechanical device designed for neonatal resuscitation. Baby K was transferred to Arrow Park Hospital Merseyside at midday, but unfortunately she passed away 3 days later. The prosecution maintained that Miss Letby had attempted to kill baby K but did not cause her eventual death. It was also revealed in court that Miss Letby had searched for the family on Facebook on April 20th, 2018, which was over 2 years after the baby's passing.
We move on to baby L. Baby L was in the neonatal unit in early April 2016. During his testimony, medical expert Professor Peter Hindmarsh stated that the only plausible explanation for the blood test results they had was poisoning by insulin. The infant's blood glucose levels remained low from April 9th to April 11th, despite the replacement of the IV line and the nutrients bag. According to the court, subsequent blood tests revealed that the baby boy's insulin levels were at the highest limit of the equipment's measuring scale. During his testimony, Professor Hindmarsh, a specialist in pediatric endocrinology at University College London, concurred that the readings could only be explained by someone administering insulin to baby L. He pointed out that given baby L's low blood glucose levels on April 8th, there was no justification for the administration of insulin. Professor Hindmarsh informed the court that due to the molecular composition of insulin, it cannot be administered orally and was most likely given by IV. Based on the hypoglycemic episodes that occurred in baby L on April 8th and 9th, Professor Hindmarsh suggested that the insulin was probably added to the bags used for food delivery.
When asked how much insulin was required to cause baby L's low blood sugar levels, Professor Hindmarsh responded by stating, "I have taken quite a conservative view of this, but I would suggest you could add somewhere in the region of 10 units of insulin to a bag. That would be sufficient to produce the hypoglycemic effect that was measured in the sample. Vials of insulin contain 100 units per milliliter, so the volumes we're talking about are quite small and not noticeable on a routine stock check. When added to infusion bags, you wouldn't notice a change in volume within the bag, and it wouldn't be visible because insulin is a clear solution." Professor Hindmarsh suggested that insulin could be added quite easily through a portal located at the base of the feeding bags. He further stated that in his expert opinion, it would have taken at least 3 or possibly 4 bags to be contaminated to produce the detected blood glucose levels. Miss Letby is accused of attempting to murder baby L during the same period that she allegedly tried to kill his twin brother, baby M, by injecting air into his bloodstream. Fortunately, both infants recovered and were discharged from the hospital the following month. During questioning by police after her arrest, Miss Letby denied intentionally administering insulin to baby L, according to court records. She stated that, to the best of her knowledge, neither she nor any other nursing staff had mistakenly administered the substance. According to the prosecution, Miss Letby purportedly assaulted the premature babies known as babies L and M while on a day shift at the neonatal unit of the Countess of Chester Hospital.
The court heard that one of the infants, baby M, suddenly collapsed in his incubator in the unit's intensive care room at 4 p.m. on April 9, 2016. Nick Johnson, KC, the prosecutor, also stated that his brother, baby L, deteriorated at roughly the same time beside him. The court heard that Nurse Letby had reportedly celebrated a successful bet on the Grand National just after she tried to murder twin infants. 2 hours after the unexplained collapse of child M, Letby messaged a friend, "Work has been shit, but I just won 135 pounds on the Grand National." Horse emoji. According to statements made in court, Letby allegedly poisoned baby L with insulin and injected air into the bloodstream of baby M. The father of the infants testified that he was horrified to witness a doctor performing chest compressions on baby M. He stated the sight of it was very distressing, and I still have that image in my mind. Lucy Letby faces 22 charges for allegedly killing 5 infant boys and 2 infant girls, as well as the attempted murder of 10 others at Countess of Chester Hospital in 2015 and 2016. The trial continues on.